Best of R / Tales from Tech Support episode 120. Subscribe for Reddit videos daily. Great sub here girls and boys, just shorted out recently, and getting plenty of laughs scrolling through. Which reminded me of a frustrating situation I had some years ago with a client of ours whilst offering support on their point of sale terminal. I took a call from a client who said they were having trouble getting their computer to work. So after the standard 2-3 minutes of what she was referring to when saying the computer wasn't working, I realized that it was in fact the software that wasn't responding. So I asked her to press the escape key to clear the error. Anyway, she couldn't find the escape key, so I told her it's the button on the top left hand corner of the keyboard. She still couldn't find it. Me, thinking okay, pause terminal, it may be elsewhere. So I got her to read some of the buttons / locations on the keyboard back to me: F4, F3, F2, F1, ME, yep, good, okay. You guessed it, still no escape key. And you can't stop them talking when they're on a roll. Anyway, after an awkward / frustrating several minutes of her announcing just about every letter in the alphabet and describing nearly every other button on the keyboard, she advises me that she indeed has a button in the top left hand corner with ESC written on it. Could that be it? MEOHH. I am not too sure. I was exhausted by this time. Can you try pressing that one for me instead then? Her. Click yes. I fixed it. Me. Great. Thanks for your help. Bye now. Thank you. Next. Posted this as a reply on another thread but thought it deserved an expansion on the story. Back in the late 80s I worked for a point of sale company. We served mostly the restaurant / hotel industry. One of our lines was a fully programmable register with preset function keys. Basically they were programmed with pictures of the food on the keyboard so you could use sub-minimum wage labor to run them. One of our customers was a sub shop. And I don't know where they got their employees, but these were not the best and brightest. Now a quirk of these machines was the printer. You could use it to validate checks. You put the check in the printer and it would print the transaction number on it. Now paying by check in restaurants is fairly uncommon, but it did happen back then, and at this site this is how it usually went. Ring up the transaction, enter the amount tendered, press the check transaction key. The display would then say insert check and press any key to continue. Idiot clerk would then say I don't see the any key. I can swear as gospel that this happened because I heard it with my own ears as I was training them on the machine. Now I could have changed the prompt to say press the check or any other key to continue, but me being a smartass instead added a new key to the keyboard and labeled it any. Problem solved. Thank you. Next. Hi everybody. Here's another month of top tales for you to enjoy. Thanks to everyone for posting and commenting. Hang in there tech team. Magic. TFTS Top Tales. April 2020. 4/1/20. Do you have any bubble bath? By Chicken Picture. 4/2/20. What do you mean, what is it plugged into? By Jeffried. 4/3/20. I know what I'm doing. By B00Nish. 4/4/20. That's the flex zone. By Lortachi. 4/5/20. I'm glad you asked. By Jertbanjert. 4/6/20. Hey, so like your IT right? By As25. 4/7/20. Still nothing. By Sonic Chili Dog Fetish. 4/8/20. Oh, it is right there. By GCOGQPAC 4HZ. 4/9/20. Well, you need to stop that. By Shadow Dark. 4/10/20. That's the problem. It won't turn. By The Madness of Hatters. 4/11/20. Well, I'm not promising you anything. By I Need More Coffee. 4/12/20. Don't waste your time. By Cure Solrakis. 4/13/20. So that's what it is. By Bradley 547. 4/14/20. Well, they have gone for the day. By T4774. 4/15/20. I'm not sure how to explain it. By Thumbtacks. 4/16/20. It's not doing anything. By XTerraDXX. 4/17/20. That's just the time. By SGT Kashim. 4/18/20 S. But that's what I'm already doing. By Reddit Savedmagain. 4/19/20 S. Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. By Tasuda. 4/20/20 S. This site is down and it's gonna stay down. By Bradley 547. 4/21/20 M. No I didn't. By Codomize. 4/22/20 M. No, this fine. By Joni 79. 4/23/20 L. Well, that's fine. By Lawraptor. 4/24/20 S. Oh. Yep, I see the problem now. By Tapon 821. 4/25/20 S. Great job guys. By the Rubik's Dude. 4/26/20 S. Did you do something? By Spooky Mimikayu. 4/27/20 L. What do we do in the meantime? By Wild Dog. 4/28/20 S. We've been trying to make it work all day. By NPAMA. 4/29/20 S. I think I'll do that. By Titanic 7. 4/30/20 L. OHH. That's what this is about. By Quantum Dredge. The full set of TFTS top tales by month can be found in our wiki. All stories and quotes are copyright their original authors. No reuse without permission. Thank you. Next. I worked for a big multinational company several years ago, only in a low-level grunt position. I was hired for one specific task, but I was occasionally told to do some other miscellaneous tech support things. I was mostly assigned to do work in the offices in my local area, but I would do tickets remotely for people when they related to my specific focus. One day, I got a ticket from a guy in Indiana. Some issue with an Oracle database or something. It absolutely not my specialty. Nonetheless, I figured I'd try to help the guy. I shot him an email and an instant message, and he never replied except at really weird times. Eventually he stopped responding, so I closed out the ticket, only for him to reopen it again. So, I shot off emails and instant messages, never got a reply during my office hours, and ended up closing it, and he'd reopen it again. I did try harder and harder to help him. I even got a few phone calls with him, but the quality was absolute garbage and I could never understand him through his thick accent. Eventually, I take a look at the ticket's details, noting the location of IN. I then realized that IN did not stand for Indiana, but it in fact stood for India. I then transferred the ticket to the correct person in India, explained what had happened, and realized that my coworker was right about what he said about the guy who assigned me that ticket in the first place. Thank you. Next. L user. Yeah, say I recorded a patient last week and they're coming again, like. It won't let me add their it again. Can you make it so I can add it in? Me. Quite incredulously, why do you need to add their it again? L user. Well, because they're coming in for, like, a follow-up. Me. Pause to try and comprehend. So you search for the patient? Sorry, not sure I'm following. L user. Yeah, but, like, what if it was, like, 2 months ago, you know? Like, here mouse is over a patient in the list, like, she came in last month and then yesterday I had to put her in with the wrong, like, it cause it wouldn't let me put in the right one. So can you fix it? Me. Faith in humanity levels going critical. Just to clarify, every time you see a patient you add in a new patient record, even if it's a patient you've seen before. L user. Well, yeah, cause, like, I don't have time to be searching through all those dates, like. Me. Mom, there should only be one record in the database for any one patient, and that patient's ID, as in unique identifier, should not, rather, cannot be duplicated. The software won't allow it because that would defeat the purpose of unique. Now if you look here, opens the search options drop down, you can search by patient ID, or last name if you prefer. L user. Yeah, but, like. I know, I'll figure something out. Continues on with another completely stupid issue. Update. Admittedly, the seriousness of the consequences of this story's users' actions had not fully dawned on me until you guys brought it up. Being a techie, I was thinking how much of a pain it was going to be when they realized they had a bunch of duplicate records and wanted us in support to fix it for them, not specifically what it meant for their patients. I'll be introspecting on that for a while. I did bring it up with my supervisor, and she's reviewing our business associates agreement. I would like to add that the software I support is dedicated to X-ray imaging only. It doesn't track things like allergies, previous diagnosis, medications prescribed. Our customers use other softwares for that, and one can only hope this user isn't so ignorant with whichever patient management software they use. But it is still a very serious violation of HIPAA concerns, as rays are integral for diagnosis. Thank you. Next. First full-on story. Not sure if this belongs here. Mods feel free to remove if not. No names for obvious privacy, but not needed here. TL. Doctor got paid by showing my aunt how to plug the USB type B the right side up. So, we all know there's always that one guy in the entire family that basically serves as tech support, right? I'm that guy. I get called by my aunt to help her deal with her kids being absent and needing to post explanations, not sure if it's a correct term, about their absence to school. No problem. I'm thinking to myself, we'll just print out a few pages to write them explanations. Now, keep in mind that about a couple months ago, I installed Ubuntu into that PC, somewhat relevant. So I was optimistic that the drivers should get picked up right away. Nope. Even though it's powered and plugged in, printer ain't being detected. Susp confirms my suspicion. I spent about an hour trying to get the drivers going, cause I figured it might be drivers. Nope. I get my laptop and a spare cable I had in my backpack and peek over to the back of the printer. The Type B USB cable seemed fine on the outside. I pull it out. Cable itself has no obvious damage, so I plug it back in. Goes in a little stiff but it gets in there. Still nothing. Now I think it's the cable, so I grab the spare I had. As a habit, I check the port and the cable to make sure they align. Upon plugging it in, the printer starts chugging right away. That's when it hits me. The original cable had been plugged in upside down. I help the aunt fill out the absence explanations, scan them in and send them out. She hands me payment and I drive away, wondering to myself how can you fit the USB cable upside down. Edit. Okay grammar police. Thank you. Next. Copied and pasted from an Ask Reddit thread. https://www.reddit.com/askreddit/comments/gk8t35/George Carlin said think of how stupid the slash. What? You just made me PSTD to a couple of days back. I'm an IT guy, and most of my users are moderately competent at using the equipment I so kindly provide and maintain for them. But this user, let's call her Steph, well, she is a black hole because she very dense and not super bright. Because of the minor discomfort of a global pandemic she is working from home. Because we are an international company with a complex and super secret box of network resources, Steph needed access to our VPN. And usually it's simple, people can mostly figure it out on their own. Not Steph. I knew I was gonna need to do it for her and explain how to do it again for future reference. Turns out I overestimated her. Okay, first, open up Zoom and send me a message. So I can remote into your computer she says okay. 15 minutes pass. Steph, I'm waiting for you. I can't find it. Steph, I left it on your desktop. I can't find it. I was slightly angry cause it was 10 PM and I wake up at 6, and I have been running non-stop 10-hour turns with not a single day off for 3 weeks. Turns out she somehow managed to delete Zoom on a user account with no admin privileges.